If you live in Arizona, in or around the Phoenix area, and you're considering bankruptcy, you'll love this tip from Christy Thompson of ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com.
I've chosen to file bankruptcy in Arizona. What steps should I take before coming to see you?
Planning is crucial for bankruptcy. And I really advocate that people need to educate themselves about their debt and plan for their financial future. And bankruptcy is definitely a part of that. So planning, the first step, how much do you make? Ask yourself that question. And more to the point, go and gather up 6 months of paycheck stubs. Do the math on that. How much do you really earn? The other thing you want to look at, your tax returns. Find them, track them down, file them if you need to. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but sometimes in some bankruptcies, namely Chapter 7s, you can discharge, meaning you get rid of some of your taxes depending on how old they are. And in Chapter 13s, you can repay, and that may be the only thing that you're repaying is lost taxes. So taxes are crucial. Find those 2 years of tax returns and file them if you need to. The other thing that you should be looking at, make a list of all your debts. So do you have debts that are owed on a car or houses? Do you have a boat that you need to pay on, an RV? Separate the debts that are credit cards and personal lines of credit versus those debts that are secured, meaning my car is secured by a loan, that's secure debt. My house is secured by a mortgage, that's more secured debt. So make a list of that. Take a look at that. The next thing you want to do is, are there any lawsuits? Do you have any legal proceedings that are pending? What are the dates on those lawsuits? Have they already gone to judgment? Have they been recorded? Gather up all those information and start making phone calls. Start talking to those creditors. You may not be willing to pay them, obviously, but find out what your deadlines are. Those are going to be important in your bankruptcy. Finally, there's a lot of information on the Internet, and I think it's a really important source. So again, with planning, there's a lot of free Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy tests. Take one. There's one on my website at ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com. You'll find it on the bankruptcy homepage. Take a look at that. Fill that out. Tinker with it if you choose to. Do I qualify for Chapter 7? Would I want to repay under Chapter 13? Finally, you probably have a car. You might even have more than one, which you can have in bankruptcy. The key question is, what's it worth? How do you find that out? Kelley Blue Book. Again, great source on the Internet. Do you have a house? Think about that. Is there any equity in that home? You can protect it, but let's find out how much. Or a more pressing problem for a lot of people right now in Arizona, is the house underwater? Let's find out how much. Great source for that is Zillow.com. Take a look. Find out. All of this is about educating yourself and planning, just like you do anything in life. Planning to buy a house is a big expense, right? You plan to do that. Planning for retirement, you plan to do that as well. And finally, planning for your bankruptcy. If you're going to file in Arizona, it's a good idea to brush up on the Arizona Bankruptcy Court website. They've got a lot of information there about your household goods, your jewelry, your watch. Maybe you have personal belongings. Maybe you have art. Maybe you have valuable things. Check out the Arizona Bankruptcy Court website, and the reason I suggest it is they have a frequently asked question section. Lots and lots of very valuable information there. Completely worth taking a look at. Finally, let's say you've looked at the Arizona Bankruptcy website and you realize you can only have one watch worth no more than $150. Maybe you have a couple more. Well, let's find out how much they're worth. Bankruptcy court has an interesting way of determining the value of things. They actually use very simple formula. Garage sale prices, yard sale prices, a tag sale, what maybe that item might be worth at, say, the Salvation Army, the Goodwill. I always suggest people go to eBay for things that they think are valuable. Take a look, because that's what the court's going to rely on. Not what you hope to get for the item or what you think it may be worth, but what you'd have to get for it if you sold it right away. So those are my 10 tips for planning. And if you want to look further at them or review them again, you can take a look at my website at ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com. I really hope that helps.
Thanks, Christy. We appreciate you answering our questions. If you have specific questions for Christy or would like to find out more about filing for bankruptcy in or around Phoenix, Arizona, visit Christy's website at ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com.